everybody, what's going on? It's your nerdy friend Takashi14 here. Welcome you guys back to another Arena Online gameplay video of mine. And today we're going to be doing a Beast Knight skill update overview of the new skill called Impact Blow. Now if you guys don't know what Impact Blow is a level 240 skill that you can get from a thief down at Draftberg City. This skill primarily is used for increase in bleed proc damage as well as a slight increase in critical damage. So it's sort of like an upgraded version of Beast Slash, but only whenever it procs the bleed ailment on mobs or bosses, it increases bleed proc damage if you're using claws. If you're using swords, it increases more damage in terms of like its initial attack. So we're gonna quickly look at this new skill details list for the actual skill itself. So Impact Blow aggravates status ailments that's already on enemies by attack. So this also apparently helps any other status ailments be increased, I guess, in terms of damage or effectiveness on a boss. So if say you're in a party with like high wizards or something like that and they may proc blind or paralysis or something to a boss, this may increase the actual status duration probably, or even the effect itself. Like I just told you guys before, it increases the bleed proc damage that's already inflicted on bleeding enemies. It also removes the frozen and dizziness proc it also removes frozen and inflict dizzy on frozen enemies. So like if you're in a party with like a high wizard or something, and the high wizard uses blizzard on a mob or boss and it freezes them, and then you use Impact Blow, it'll take away the frozen proc off the boss or mob and then inflict the dizziness proc. I'm gonna probably show that in a more in-depth video. Probably not going to be able to do it in this video, but I'm going to definitely do it in a more in-depth video just so you guys can get the full gist of that. Damage increases with swords, so if you use swords with this Impact Blow skill, you will not deal an increased amount in bleeding damage, you will deal an increased amount in base attack with the skill. So if you're going to use swords with this skill, just so you guys know, you will deal an increase in your normal damage with it. But if you use claws, you'll deal more bleed proc damage. So make sure you have the weapons that's appropriate for this skill. Make sure you have swords if you want to do an increase in base damage, or claws if you want to deal an increase in bleeding damage. But with all that being said, and that was a mouthful, we're going to go ahead and begin this quest. So we're going to skip all this. So the things you're going to need to get / kill in order to turn in this quest, you're going to need to fight 1 Vita, you're going to need to kill 50 Gargons, you're going to need to farm 20 big Weave Stones, and 40 Avalon Talons. Now, Vita is outside of Church City Crodan. He's right past the area. He's to the north of the map that you go to that cuts the areas off between him and Moldus. Gargons are also near Draftberg and Capital City Crodan. You have to go outside of Draftberg or Church City Crodan, whichever city you are at. Go towards Napa, leave into the next area, and as if you were going to Silizaga Mark II and Warrior of Light, Gargons will be in those areas. That's where going towards Silizaga and Warrior of Light. Avalon Talons are dropped by Laguis that are near Vita, and the last item, I don't even remember what the last item is. Oh, and big Weave Stones, they're dropped by drag hits down right where Mega Roaches are. So what we're actually going to do first is we're going to go fight Vita, because I want to get the boss fight out of the way first. I already have a boss TP, so I'm not going to do any cuts or any edits. I'm going to just go straight to the boss from the boss one dark that I have. If I could just find out which area he's in, we could teleport straight to him. Here we go. Crodan, Vita, Moldus. So we're just going to TP straight to Vita and fight him. Now, I don't know how this fight is going to go. I have never fought Vita ever on my Beast Knight solo style. I've always fought Vita on my Samurai. I farmed him on my Samurai multiple times. So I fought him on my Ninja multiple times. I even fought him on my High Wizard a couple times. Not solo. I was in a party. But I never really fought him solo on my High Wizard. And yeah, so we're going to fight Vita. We're going to see how this fight goes. Hopefully this fight goes well, because I do have a lot of defense. But if not, then you know, it won't go well. But I do have the running man skill, so this will help me and dealing damage to him. Oh, it's actually doing a lot of decent damage to him, and he's actually killing me too. So yeah, that's a thing that works. Let's go ahead and switch to Proc's Claw so we can inflict bleed proc real quick. There we go. I kind of want to go back to doing the running man thing because I don't want him to kill me. Even though I do have Curse Bangle equipped, he still has a decent chance of killing me because he does do a lot of damage, and he actually took away my guard, so that is actually something that's really hurting me. And get stunned, idiot, and I don't want him to kill me. Come on, why am I only doing 26k? Please do more damage. Please do more damage. Yep, he killed me. He killed me with his samurai ability. I forgot what it's called, but he one-shotted me with that because I was already at low HP. But yeah, the impact blow skill, like I said before, if you use swords with it, it's gonna deal more base damage. If you use the skill with claws, you're gonna deal an increase in bleed damage. So a good thing to do with that skill is to maybe use B slash. I don't know if the impact blow skill can proc bleed by itself without you using B slash first. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna test it by using B slash first and then using the impact blow skill, you know, just to see how much damage I deal with the skill and how much bleed proc damage it increases from once I start using the skill, you know, in conjunction with B slash. And then I'm gonna switch on over to using impact blow by itself just to see how much damage I deal with it by itself and see if it procs bleed on its own, because if it procs bleed on its own, that's going to be really helpful and really good for me because I don't have to micromanage as much on my Beast Knight by using all these different skills, by using B slash first, then using impact blow, and then using running man, and then switching back and forth and vice versa. I was going to cut and go back to the part where I am actually alive and fighting Vita, but I just decided not to because I wanted to just get that little bit out of my chest, just to tell you guys what the T is as far as impact blow. Now I'm really hyped to use impact blow because, like I said before, I've been getting a lot of claws and stuff like that to try to see how I can min-max the amount of bleed proc damage on a Beast Knight, because bleed proc damage, believe it or not, is really good. A lot of people don't seem to really too much care for bleed proc damage and see if it can scale well. Bleed proc damage scales really well, and it is very helpful when you're fighting bosses and mobs. And the best thing about it is when you initially inflict bleed proc on a boss or mob using a claw, and then you switch to a sword, as long as you don't use like B slash or impact blow again after you inflict, you know, the bleed debuff onto a boss or mob with a claw, the bleed proc damage, you know, however much damage you deal with it, will stay on a mob continuously for the rest of the duration of, you know, the status ailment. So having bleed proc damage is really good, you know, to use when you're fighting bosses or mobs, because it really helps you a lot when you're trying to deal damage over time. And you know, when you're fighting bosses like this one that has a chance of killing you or even stunning you for that matter, you could use the bleed proc damage to your advantage because it can tick a lot. I've seen bleed proc damage numbers hit over 120k from Japanese Beast Knight players, so undoubtedly for us, for the English Arena Online players, it can hit about 120k for us if we build correctly, and that's what I'm kind of here for. But anyways, we got Vita killed. We did die once, but that wasn't so bad. We got him killed. So the next thing I'm gonna go do is I'm gonna probably teleport back down to Draftberg and go fight the drag hits. Of course, I'm gonna cut the camera back on when I actually get to drag hits, but I'm gonna go ahead down to the drag hit mobs back down at Draftberg, fight some of those guys, get the 20 big leaf stones, and then come back to you guys. So I'm gonna see y'all in a bit when I get to the drag hit. Hey guys, sorry I'm back. Turns out previous talk I gave you some misinformation. So turns out drag hits does not drop big wheat stones. I thought those mobs do drop big wheat stones. Actually, the mobs called Ghost, which is up near Moldus, is the mobs who drop big weave stones up near exactly where I said before, up near Church City Crodan. These guys are actually close to where the Laguis are, who drop the same mobs who drop Avalon talents. So you actually got to come up here and farm these ghost mobs here to get big weave stones. These guys do actually drop big weave stones as well as blackjack liquid and some other items. But you got to farm these guys in order to get the stones. So I'm gonna go ahead and farm up the 20 big weave stones that I need. Then I'm gonna come back to you guys when I'm done with the farm and then continue on with the video. So I will be right back yet again. Alrighty guys, so I just got finished farming all the ghosts that I need to kill in order to get 20 big wheat stones. Now this drop was, Lord have mercy, is a god awful drop. It is a uncommon mob drop. It took me about almost 3 stacks of ghosts to kill, and I died a couple times because they do have a chance of one-shotting me as well. I don't know what's up with these lower level mobs and having a good chance of one-shotting me. Another thing, these mobs are very aggressive. So as you can see here, this ghost is just wailing on your boy while I'm trying to commentate and get off me. Thanks, B. Okay, so yeah, just be wary of that. Be wary that these mobs are very aggressive even though they're low level. I just hit my mic, I'm sorry about that. As well as the big weave stone drop is an uncommon drop. But without further ado, we are done with that drop. So next thing on the agenda, we need to go farm big Avalon talents. Like I said before, that's fairly easy drop. They're from Laguis, right outside of Church City Crodan. All I gotta do is TP deck down the Church City and then walk up near Vita, and I'll be at the Laguis. And then I gotta farm the 50 Gargons near Silizaga. So I'm gonna go ahead and TP to the Laguis now and then come back on screen once I'm at the Laguis. So I'll see y'all in a bit. Alright guys, so I made it to the Laguis. They're literally right outside of Vita's boss area, as well as right outside of Church City Crodan. You just had to go like 2 or 3 areas to get to these guys. Like I told you guys before, these mobs will drop Avalon talons fairly easily. Avalon talons are what I would consider a uncommon drop, but it's sort of like an easy uncommon drop. So you shouldn't have too much troubles trying to farm for this. Now do be wary, these guys do paralyze you, as you see here. They're paralyzing me, and I just got an Avalon talent. It is an uncommon drop, but it's a fairly easy uncommon drop, like I keep saying. You know, it drops often. So what I'm gonna say here and do is farm the 40 talents that I do need from these guys in order to progress the plot and the story of this video, and then we can go ahead and fight the Gargons. And then once we fight the Gargons, we'll have everything that we need in order to get impact blow, and then we can go over and get impact blow. So I'll see you guys when I'm done farming all of the Avalon talents. Alright guys, so I just got finished farming the 40 Avalon talents that you need in order to complete the impact blow quest. So now I gotta go ahead and head on over to Gargons, which is near Silizaga, Newt, and Warrior of Light, which is outside of Capital City, Church City Crodan. So I gotta go ahead and kill myself again, TP over to the area, and then fight the Gargon mobs. So I'll see you guys when I make it to the Gargon mobs. Alright guys, so I made it to the Gargon mobs over near Silizaga and Warrior of Light, and so I'm going to have to go ahead and farm up 50 of these Gargon mobs in order to finally complete the quest, so we can go ahead and turn it in and get the impact blow skill. So I'm going to go ahead and finish farming these guys off. Now, quick little note before I leave and go into the next portion of this video. Please be wary if you are low level like my Beast Knight is. I'm about 244. If you're around the level of like 240 or so, or either under that, these mobs are very aggressive. The Gargon mobs anyways. Actually, all the mobs in this area are very aggressive, but the Gargon mobs are very aggressive, so you need to be sure you keep that in mind when you're farming these guys. But they're relatively easy, especially if you get the running man skill before you even start farming for the impact blow skill. It'll make, you know, completing this quest a whole lot easier. Because you can just use the running man skill and consistently deal tons of critical damage and pretty much just one-shot these guys almost every time. So anyways, I'm going to just stop talking y'all head off, and I'm going to go ahead and cut the video here, and I'll meet you guys when I'm done fighting all 50 of the Gargon mobs. Alright guys, so I just got finished farming the 50 Gargon mobs that you need in order to complete the quest. I just accidentally went to the weapons, but there you go. There is the entire Carfax list paid in full. I got the 20 big weave stones that I needed, the 40 Avalon talons from the Laguis. I killed Vita and I killed the 50 Gargon mobs. Now we can go ahead and finally get ourselves impact blow. So let's go ahead and talk to your boy Matif here. See, I need some skills. Yes, indeed, he skipped through all that jazz, and bam, there we go. Quest, it's finished, and now we have the newest, another of one of the other newest skills. Jesus Christ, I don't know why I couldn't say that. Known as Impact Blow. So it says smashing without depending on the weapon. Smash without depending on the weapon. The damage ignores defense and make bleed proc and frozen worse. So pretty much before yesterday when I was talking to you guys about the quest details, you know, well, the skills details, this does more damage when you use it with swords, and it makes status elements that's already on the boss even worse than before. And it also increases the bleed proc damage that you deal to a mob that's already inflicted with bleed. So we're going to go ahead and go up to Mayo's village to deal with some higher level mobs, just so we can deal with a larger HP pool, just so we can see how the duration of the bleed proc works for the impact blow skill. Now I'm kind of hyped because I want to see if I can at least, I know I'm not going to proc it like no 40k, nothing like that, because I'm not super well built, but hopefully I can at least proc maybe about 10k bleed proc damage. So we're going to go ahead and test it on one of these little mobs right here on one of the Lux rooms, just to see. We're going to use B-Slash first. Now without me even using the skill, I do 1500 bleed proc damage. So with impact blow added to it, it looks like we're going to deal about 6k, which is fairly decent. It's about 4k less than what I want to do, but the bleed proc really procs a lot, and it procs really fast. And the damage is dealt over time, like I said before, so it's like a constant drain, but only it'll drain the mob's HP down to 1 before killing it. Well, not before killing it, before you just wind up killing the mob. Now, the only reason why that Lux Mushroom even died without me attacking is because of the fact that my Prox Claw has a passive utility skill on it that procs a magic attack when by counter attack by defense. So that's the only reason why that mob died the way that it did. But let's go ahead and see the normal damage that we have with it without using bleed proc in order to help deal damage. So our normal damage with it is about 9k with claws. And as far as swords go, our damage with swords is 22k crit every time. 22k critical damage with impact blow every time. That is a lot of damage from this skill. About 22 is max, and on certain mobs it's 19k, like the Pedophies is 19k because they have more defense and whatnot. But for the Lux Mushrooms, it's about 22k every single time. Oh wow, I just got a wind beat. Hey, I need that anyways. But yeah, this impact blow skill is pretty good, and it does not proc bleed proc when you use it by itself. So if you do want to increase the amount of bleed proc damage you can deal with this skill, you're gonna have to use B-Slash first, like this, and then you go ahead and use impact blow after, and then it'll increase the damage. Now, since I'm using swords, and when you use swords with B-Slash and impact blow, you're just primarily increasing the base damage that you deal with the actual skill itself. I only was able to deal about 3k or so bleed proc damage, and I believe this Japanese text right here is something that they forgot to translate as far as like impact blow goes. So yeah, that's how much damage I deal with it, and we're gonna go ahead and test this once more. I'm probably use all crane for this. The next thing I want to try to test out and see is if I inflict bleed proc, and then I inflict bleed proc with a claw, and then I use impact blow. Okay, so whenever you do that, so if you use a sword, well, if you use a claw to proc the bleed, status effect, and then you switch to a sword, and then you use impact blow will increase the bleed proc damage based off what weapon that you currently have equipped. So I was trying to be slick and see if I can, use a claw to inflict the bleed proc, and then use impact blow in order to in order to increase the bleed proc damage. And I don't know if I use if I use Impact Blow after I already used it on a claw, it's going to lower the amount of bleed proc damage it does as well. So that's another thing to keep in mind. But Impact Blow is a very solid skill. Damage scales on it really, really well. It can crit. It's a critical base skill. If I didn't say that already, it's a crit based skill, so it can crit. I'm going to test this damage real quick with Black Lacquer Sword. So on average, it's about 17k for me, and at max, it is about 20k. So I do about 20k with Black Lacquer Sword, even though that's my critical base damage dealing sword. And with Barnacle Axe, which is my high base attack damage based sword, this does between 20k, well, between 19 to about 27k at max is what I've seen the damage numbers go for Impact Blow. But overall, very, very decent skill. Highly urge you to get it, especially if you're going to be a claw user, Beast Knight. You know, if you're going to be a claw Beast Knight and you're going to be trying to proc that dank bleed status effect, Impact Blow is definitely a great skill to have, because it will definitely take chunks and chunks of the enemy's HP away without you doing much work. So as you can see, I just pretty much just killed that Pedophy without doing anything. One more thing before I go ahead and end this, I'm gonna just make 3 of them bleed. Let's see if I can make, or try to. I don't think I can do it because they do so much damage. Nah, I can't make 3 of them bleed. I was gonna try to make 3 of them bleed to death, just with Impact Blow. That didn't work though. But yeah, that's gonna pretty much wrap it up for this video. Now, of course, I'm probably gonna do another video after this one. Like I said before, with the Running Man skill, I'm gonna do a more in-depth video for these skills, pretty much re-explaining everything that I explained in the overview videos and adding a little bit more information into that mix, if, you know, any more things came up that I found out about the skills. But anyways, guys, that's gonna go ahead and do it for this video. So if you did like this video, drop a comment, tell me how you enjoyed it, whatever. Tell me what your thoughts is on the new skills and all that other good stuff. Without further ado, thank you guys ever so much for watching. Arigato to all my little Charmanders out there. Keep spreading the fire and the love, and I'll see all you guys in the next stream and or video. Peace out for now.